welcome back to my channel. I'm trying to like sound different than I normally do. Yellow, welcome back to my channel. Today's makeup look is just my go-to makeup look. I kind of have a few favorite products right now, and so, you know, in real life when I'm not filming a tutorial and I'm going somewhere, whether it's a date or hanging out with friends, like this is the makeup look that I have been doing, so I thought I would share it with you guys because why not? This makeup look to me is perfect if you just want to look really polished wherever you're going. This would be great for every day if you want, but for me this is kind of what I wear at night if I'm just hanging out casually with somebody or going on a date with my husband. So this has been a favorite of mine recently, and I have a lot of really great products to share with you guys. So before we get into this makeup tutorial, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, just hit the little bell so that you're notified every time I upload. That way you won't miss out, you know what I mean? So be sure to hit the bell. And yeah, if you guys want to see my go-to makeup look for evening time, I'm not really sure what I'm going to title this video yet, but yeah, if you guys want to see my go-to makeup look recently with some of my recent favorite products, then just keep on watching, okay? Alrighty, so I've already done my brows. I used the Aesthetica Precision Brow Liner in the shade Deep Brown. Then I carved it out with the Anastasia Pro Pencil in the shade Base 1. And I set the brows with the Glossier Boy Brow. So that's what we have so far. I'm going to go ahead and prime my face with the Makeup Forever Step 1 Base Hydrating Primer. And we're just gonna pop this all over the face. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. I have two shades here. I think I'm going to mix them. I'm going to use mainly Shell and then put a little bit of Bisque on as well. And I'm just going to start by drawing some lines on the face and on the forehead. This is such a gorgeous foundation. I am so obsessed with it. I had heard about it so much from Jaclyn Hill way back when she talked about it a ton, but I just like never wanted to buy it. I don't know why. It just seemed like overpriced for a stick foundation, but I definitely think now that I have it and I've been using it, I think it's definitely worth the price. I look crazy right now. I'm gonna go ahead and buff this out with my Sigma Flat Kabuki brush. I love this brush with this foundation. I think they are an amazing pair. The thing I love about this foundation is that you can really build it up and it never looks bad. So I'm just going to take a little bit more where I feel like I want a little more coverage on the cheek area, maybe a little on the forehead as well, and then just buff that in too. So after we have a pretty even layer, I'm just going to go ahead and go into my concealer. I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape on any blemishes that I see, and then I'm going to mix that with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer underneath the eyes. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out with a Aesthetica Beauty Sponge. I'm also going to make sure to blend out the concealer on my eyelid, making sure to kind of get into this inner corner here to brighten that up. I'm going to take a little bit more of that Maybelline concealer, and I'm just going to use that to kind of highlight the high points of my face, like that, and then just blend it out with that same sponge. So for the under eyes, I'm going to take a little bit of my Aesthetica translucent powder, and I'm just going to dip my sponge into that directly, and then press it over the concealer. And we'll brush away any excess powder, so don't be too concerned about that, because we will brush it away. I'm just going to take the extra that's in the pan, and I'm just going to buff that all over the foundation, just to kind of set the entire face. So for bronzer, I'm going to go ahead and go into the Benefit Hoola Light Bronzer. I've been loving this. If you're somebody who's fair-skinned, I think you would really love this as well. It's kind of a foolproof bronzer. And I'm just going to go ahead and kind of contour and bronze with this. I typically like do the eyes first before I finish up the face, but since the eyes are going to be so simple, I'm just going to go ahead and finish up the face now. And then that kind of helps me like determine how much I want on the eyes, because I really just kind of want this to look really natural, like, but still like enough for evening. Does that make sense? So I'm going to make sure that my face is done first, and then we'll see like how much is needed on the eyes. So for blush, I'm actually going to go into another Benefit product. This is their new California blush. It's really, really beautiful. It's subtle and it's a really nice shimmery light pink. It has the cutest little design in here. I'm just going to use the brush that comes with it. Why not? And I'm just going to kind of pat that on versus swiping, just so that we don't remove any powder or foundation underneath the cheeks. Isn't that a pretty blush? I think it's so good for summer. I don't know, it just like looks like a summery blush to me. And it just makes you look like sun-kissed, which I love. Okay, so now I'm gonna hop into eyes. I'll finish up with highlighter and everything later. For eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and use some of my Colourpop single shadows. I love these, you guys. They're so amazing. They're so affordable, but the quality is just like so good. And recently I've been so in love with the shade called Save It For Later. I feel like I've talked about this several times on my channel, but I just can't get myself to stop using it. It's just so beautiful, and it's perfect for like evening. You could totally wear it in the daytime as well, but I really love this for like a night out. If you want to look like naturally beautiful but still have a little bit of something, I feel like this is such a good eyeshadow for that. So I'm actually first going to go into this shade right here called Hear Me Out. Any sort of nudie color will work. This will just help kind of set the base so that your eyeshadow doesn't crease, because my eyeshadow tends to crease quite a bit just with my eyelid shape, my eye shape. So I just like to set the whole area with something, whether it's translucent powder or a flesh toned eyeshadow, anything works. So for my transition shade, I'm actually going to go into the Hoola Light. I'm just going to work that into the crease. I've been loving putting bronzer in the crease, bronzer and blush sometimes. I just think it's like such a great way if you're traveling or something like that. This way you don't have to bring tons of different products if you don't want to. You can just really create just an everyday eyeshadow look with whatever bronzer you have. I'm going to sweep a little bit down to the eyelid. Oh, I got something in my eye. Oh dear. Okay, so now I'm going to... Oh, my eye. Dang it, I don't know what's in there. Oh my gosh, seriously, what is in my eye? Okay, so now I'm gonna hop into that pretty gold shade called Save It For Later, and this is just gonna be our all over lid color. I'm just gonna buff that through the crease so that it all blends nicely. I'm also going to run this on the lower lash line. So that is actually it for the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and go into my mascara. I'm going to use the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara and just pop that on my lashes. Okay, so now for highlighter. I know I use this a lot, but to be honest, in my day-to-day life when I'm not making tutorials, this is really what I grab the most. This is the Kylie Cosmetics highlighter in the shade French Vanilla, and I love it. It's so good. So I'm just going to take this on my Sigma tapered highlighter brush, and we're just going to pop that on the cheekbones, you know. And at nighttime, I like to kind of layer the highlighter a little bit more, just make my skin look a little bit more dewy than I would in the daytime, because if you're going out to dinner or something like that, it will look so pretty in low lighting. I'm gonna go down the nose as well, and the cupid's bow, a little on the chin, and then I like to take some on a little brush like this, and I like to use that as my inner corner highlight, as well as underneath the brow bone. For lips, we're going to keep it pretty neutral. I'm going to go ahead and use the Hourglass Girl Lip Stilo in the shade Influencer. I think it's such a pretty nude for evenings. Obviously great for daytime too, but this shade is so pretty. This is also a lipstick that's super easy to just like throw in your purse if you want to take it with you, so I've really been loving it recently. I just like to brush through my brows one more time just to make sure they're where I want them to be. And yeah, that's it, you guys. That completes this makeup look. I hope you guys liked it. It is raining outside. I don't know if you can hear it on camera, but I hope you guys like seeing my go-to look when I go out at night or hang out with friends or go on dates or whatever. This is just what I typically gravitate towards, a really natural yet still a little bit more than a daytime look, you know? It's like an amped up natural look, you know what I mean? This is really seriously my go-to look, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. So yeah, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you! Bye!